The damning revelation linking the Federal Inland Revenue Service (FIRS) to a messy petroleum profit tax scandal comes as Senate approved the report of the Joint Committee on the Medium-Term Expenditure Framework and Fiscal Strategy Paper for 2025 to 2027 on Tuesday. A top recommendation of the Senate report is a thorough probe of the NNPCL over non-remittance of 8.48 trillion naira as claimed subsidies for petrol. The petroleum company is also to be investigated for allegedly failing to remit another $2 billion, approximately 3.6 trillion naira, in taxes to the federal government.
Our own concern is about the revenue shortages. We want to know where are those shortages and what created such shortages, with the fact that, look, we will realize what is due to federal government should go to federal government.
In his contribution, Senator Aliu Wadada, who currently chairs the Committee on Public Accounts, laments his panel's frustration to get to the root of the matter, with NNPCL dodging all of his invitations. Wadada then hits at the Federal Inland Revenue Service, accusing the tax agency of presenting shady-looking documents it claims were from the international finance firm JP Morgan.
Federal Inland Revenue Service responded with documents that have been typexed and handwritten, acclaimed to be from JP Morgan. This is extremely unacceptable.
Wadada didn't spare the Central Bank of Nigeria either, accusing the Apex Bank of also failing to remit 6 trillion naira profit from Ways and Means into the Federation account. Money, he said, should have been added to the planned expenditure of 47.9 trillion naira in 2025. A breakdown of the planned expenditure for 2025 reveals that a new borrowing of 9.22 trillion naira will be required to fund the budget. Meanwhile, capital expenditure is projected at 16.48 trillion naira, with total recurrence standing at 14.21 trillion naira.
Can imagine if the 650 billion, which now has accumulated to over 6 trillion, were to be free for this committee to incorporate it or integrate it into MTEF. That means more money for the government.
Senate's approval is, however, based on a number of economic projections. A gross domestic product growth rate of 4.6% in 2025 that is expected to rise to 5.5% in the next 2 years. Exchange rate that is pegged at 1,400 naira to the US dollar. The Senate report approves inflation rate at 15.75% for 2025 and projects oil benchmark at $75.3 per barrel, with a daily crude oil production of 2.06 million barrels.
We will collapse all the account of palliatives in the central bank, and we print voucher for food and give to 30 million Nigerians, 100,000 naira per month. Now you reduce money supply. The inflation is caused by the gravity of money supply in the market.
The approved MTF and FSP document is expected to provide the basis for the much anticipated 2025 budget to be presented by President Bola Tinubu. Bazwai, Arise News.